With the recent falling knife that Viri has experienced or has endured, it's hard to imagine a recovery. But I do have something to show you here, and something that I discovered that may actually show you a light at the end of the tunnel. Let's go ahead and wow the fundamental analysts and get these charts validated now, team. Welcome back. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a VIRI technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this happy Friday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, team. So, oh man, do I have something to show you. So I had, just by chance, I had a conversation with Cryptic Trader, right? He's one of the moderators and analysts in the ARCa Bulls server, the Discord server, right? And he told me he was using something called the linear regression bands, right? So I thought to myself, you know what? Let me run the bands on the bi-daily here of ticker symbol VIRI. And just to put it to you simple, okay? Just to put it to you simple, whenever you're at the top side of the green area, you short. Whenever you do, if you can find validation beyond the red zone, you keep your position. But in general, you use this bottom side as a short covering, and then you open long, and then you ride the coattail here. The same situation up and down, right? This works better in a shorter time frame, right? But if we're analyzing a larger time frame, it can give us potential supports and potential resistances in longer frames of time. So I have something to show you. It's going to be maybe around a 15-second video here, but it does require for us to go back in time starting January 18th, 2022. Okay, so let's just go ahead and observe price action and observe what happens to the regression bands during this time, all the way up to today. And it is critically important that we watch this and we understand why today is of critical importance. Team, check this out. Let's go ahead and give this thing a run for its money. All right. As you can see, the bands fluctuate based on price action, right? It's reactive. It's live, right? So we can gauge ourselves finding supports and resistances on those price action moves to the downside or to the upside, right? You can see they expand, they contract, they continue expanding on downside moves, and when you get up to the upside moves, they contract, right? So I want you to see what happens here, though, okay? Because we're going to make a parabolic run to the upside. This was the announcement of the vaccine, right? So here we have that parabolic run. We're starting to get a shift in the overall posture here, right? So we break upside of this. We test the top side as a support. Then we continue the rally to the upside, but the whatever it was, the COVID, or sorry, I said that word out loud, right? So the virus deal happened, and now look at the bands. Look at them expand. Okay, this is around the time right here. Hold on, just a sec. Right about a little more. We need it to be around maybe March, right, or April. Look at the bands expanding. Okay, right around here. We were already I say March, April, right? We were already looking at this ticker entering into May. Okay, right around here, 26 cents. That area was when I started speaking about it, right? So here we acquire the 50 SMA. We start making the run to the upside. Check this out, okay? Look at this. You see how they're expanding, right? We resist from the top side. We reclaim the inside, right? Now we come back and test the newly converted resistance into support. We break to the upside. We face that 240 top that we just got at the mean band. We reject and look at the target that it formed based on this historical price action. It came back down to tell us that the support level was located at 82 cents. The moving average and the regression bands were already set to create this support level for the last 15 to 16 months. It took that time to create this support for us right down here. which is right where that just so happens that that it had to be the newly breakout. This is the resistance here. Okay, we never came back to test it. We never came back to test it before an up run. So what do you think this is here? Oh man, oh man. So what is ARCa saying? What is he out of his mind, or what the heck is going on? Okay, but I want you to notice something. See the shift in the color of the candles? They're green. They are no longer red. That means that we have reclaimed the inside of the bands. And we're now, since we broke inside of it, we are now not only testing the support of the moving average, but we're also testing the newly converted bottom side of the bands as that support. And it just so happens that we bounced from there. Okay? So this is absolutely powerful. As you can see here, there are several times to where we have definitely used, perfect touches of that of the resistances and supports. Look at all this, the mean band getting ridden here by the price action before a breakout, right? Incredible. So I guess what I'm saying here is that there may actually be a recovery, and there may actually be some upside to look at from this level here. Oh my goodness, team. Oh man. Okay. So if that's really the case, then what is the plan? Okay, so full transparency. As soon as I saw this, which was like around 3 or 4 in the afternoon Pacific time here, I literally got long this ticker. I literally got long right away, and I'm not gonna lie for you real quick. I do think that I ended up acquiring this at around 92 cents, right around there. Right, so I because it's just fluctuating within this area here, right? So I'm looking at the bi-daily time frame. It's hard to catch those tiny little surgical moves, right? So I longed it right there, in the belief that we can use our statistical average here as the support, right? So this thing automatically expanded itself to several standard deviations away from the mean in order for us to locate a bottom from, literally from the capitulation that just happened. Right. So first of all, the immediate resistance, I'm already looking at around 114. I don't know if it can happen on Monday. I don't know if it can happen on Tuesday or Wednesday, but that's right around there. I'm going to give you a resistance range. Okay. Let's just put it this way. We're going to start drawing it in because we're going to be using this as the play. All right. 102 to 112. This is going to be the first resistance range, very likely for it to reach it. Okay. But I am speaking on macro terms here, and this is a support level that not even I have it here. Okay, wait for it. Continue on the video because you're not gonna believe what you're gonna see here. All right, so that first upside target is right around here. Okay, I don't know what the hell's happening fundamentally. I don't know none of that stuff, but I do see the numbers piling in here. Okay, there is a next area of resistance that I can look at in a discretionary manner that would be right around the target of around 123, with the topside resistance located at about 131. Okay, and then beyond this, of course, we're already starting to look at almost 60%, 70% recovery here. 150 topside to that area that we had a support at the bottom side of 156 that we spoke of a couple times. We used it as support resistance a couple times too. All right, so let's just go ahead and leave that one out of the picture for now. We want to focus on the immediate short-term recoveries first. Okay, now that we know this, let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. Okay. So, as you can see here, we are pretty much floored on stochastic momentum. Now, where on stochastic momentum, though? So let's just go ahead and take a look at that. Let's see. How far have we gone? Right, so it looks like we're currently sitting at about 8.93%. I haven't done this. I haven't backtested this, right? So, but I would like to show you something very curious, okay? So I'm going to mark off in a different color those zones where we bounce from exactly where we are, okay? So I'm going to mark this one here. Let me just use a vertical line here, right? And we'll make this one we'll make it really thick and create it at a different color, right? Let's just use the yellow. Okay, so that's one. We have another one right over here. And let's see, do we have another one anywhere else, right? If you can see it, let me know. Anyway, okay, so there are It looks like historically we may have bounced just those 2 times from there, right? Arguably speaking here, but this was a failure. And these may be, right? I want to be tough here. I'm not sure. The thing is that we are using, I mean, there is a chance here too, right? Because the SMA 100 is essentially located right at the support touch of that, right? So that, well, you know what? Let's just count it in. Okay, so now let's pull up the price action and take a look at a couple things. So from those iterations, you can see here that iteration number 1 faced a parabolic high, right? If you need an idea as to what that can happen from the opening of the candle there to that top side, you're looking at about a 62% move to the upside from here, right when we touch that 8 percentile where we are right now, right? So now the other iteration here, let's see where the price action was. Take a look at that, right? I want you to notice these things because this is really important. This marked off another move to the upside of about 52%, right? So, and now this one here, of course, we capitulated just a little bit, and then we got that huge pump. Okay, so now we see that there's relevance within the present moment. Wherever we're sitting right now, that 8% of stochastics, we're there. Okay, so let's just say, for example, that we reclaimed the dollar mark and the signal fired of a statistical move, meaning the volatility versus momentum profile, right? So anytime that volatility has expanded into critical areas, which is within the 90 percentile, and then started a contraction phase paired with an upside pivot on stochastic momentum, I have taken note of every time that has happened on the daily chart here. And it just so happens that it's only happened a handful of times. Okay, so these are the samples here. So anytime that this profile has happened, I've taken note of the upside thrust, the duration of the iteration, and the amount of times that the profile has gotten it or guessed it correctly versus incorrectly. And it just so happens that it has a 100% hit rate for now. Okay, so 5 out of 5 iterations giving us a 100% upside accuracy. The average upside thrust is 64.76. So the mean of 64.76 is taking us to, let's see, right about here. So it's taking us upside of about 143. So I think we were already talking about a target similar to there, right? And we were speaking about it right here. We said we're going to leave it out. This area right around here, 146-ish, or, oh no, 142, the bottom side of this candle here, yeah. All right, so it would take us to that resistance zone. Okay, so screw it. Let's just go ahead and add it in there because it is relevant, and the price action is essentially the statistics are essentially suggesting it, right? So 142, I'm sorry that it didn't correctly place itself. There we go. Okay, so now let's go back to the statistics and take a look at some further numbers. Okay, so this is saying that the signal would essentially start firing here, meaning that this would start to contract and the stochastic momentum would start to pivot towards the upside. The signal has not fired yet, so this is still in the works. It is in preparation for it, aka still theoretical. Okay, so when that gets prepared, there is a standard deviation to take in mind. That standard deviation is just slightly below the target of about 142, maybe around 136, with a 60.24% move to the upside. Now, we do have a lower bound and an upper bound of the first standard deviation. In statistics, we're speaking about the bell curve, right? So 68% of the results are landing at 60.24%. But if we take into consideration the upper bound of the first standard deviation, which is on a bell curve, the right-hand side, the upper bound performers, that takes us to about 125% to the upside, of which would put us back to 194. That's taken into consideration if we were to fire the signal from the current price action. But if it doesn't do that, then yes, it's going to be a higher target. So let's just say that it fired from 107, right? So let's just say that from that moment, we started getting the upside here naturally on the stochastic. We started we started contracting in volatility. So if that's the case, then magically, I'm saying 107 because there's a relevant resistance here at 107, right? That would put us, 241, and the high is located at 242. Incredible price action here, team. So now the other target, of course, if we were to fire from 107, let's go ahead and take a look at that top side. It's looking like we would get a drop to about 176. Now, Now, if you have, and that's the invalidation zone that we spoke of at 170, 178, 179, right here. Okay, so now, if you have made it this far in the video, let me know in the comments below because you're about to get some juicy stuff. You guys know, the ones that hold are the ones that get the juicy stuff. I don't care. I'm not going to put it for views in the beginning because I want to know that I have my audience. I want to know that I have the ARCa bulls in line here with ARCa himself, right? So take a look at this. Inverse fib from the capitulation candle, right? From the swing high to the swing low, or swing low to swing high in this case for an inverse fib retracement. We are looking at a bottom side of the 4-spot 618 of 81.96, right? Take a look at this. Let's go back to the first chart and look at the bottom side support of the regression bands. Look at that at 82.14. Can't tell me that it came within 12, within 0.0012. That's incredible. How are the geometrics meeting the statistics? I don't know. I don't know, which makes me feel like there could be something fundamentally in there. I don't know. I have no idea, but this is, and it's already floored on stochastic momentum. Incredible things here, team. Incredible rhyming. All right, so this is why I'm saying that I am this. Okay. Well, how about this? Let's take it one step further. More juice. I forgot to show you this. This is my algorithm here. This is the ARC substance, right? This is not one that is released with the algorithms. I'm still developing this one. I'm still getting it tighter. So what this does is that it takes into account psychological areas of relevant support and resistances. So it just so happens that on literally every single time frame, it doesn't matter which time frame I'm in, the psychological target led to a bottom side of, where do you think? 81 cents. My goodness in heaven. Again with the 80 cents. Ridiculous, team. We're talking about high confluence here. I mean massive confluence. So yeah, there very well could be the shot that we may be facing a recovery here. And I know it's bold to say, and I know there has been a lot of losses, but damn it, I have to say it out loud. Here's the next thing that we need to focus on. If you made it all the way over here, some more juice for you. Check this out. Bi-weekly RSI, where the hell is it at? That's right. It is at the SMA 14 support. My goodness in heaven again. And that being said, I mean, we're looking at just overextension here, right? In the shorter time frames, that is, right? So the 4-hour time frame leading into the daily time frame, you can see your 12-hour time frame bottoming out over here at a critical oversold percentile and historic lows, right? So we're talking about oh, look at that. We have a reversal point here from the RSI right where we are. Let's take a look at that. I didn't notice that before. So let's just keep it into consideration here, right? Let's mark it with that yellow band and open up this chart in particular and take a look at what happened to the price action in that iteration. All right, so let's see, because of course there's probably a huge upside to look at. Look at that. My goodness. This is right where we are at present moment. All the way over there, that's where we're sitting right now, perfectly at this 18.62% of the RSI. Okay, so let's measure that upside. What the heck happened there? Right, so let's just take it from the opening of these candles here, right? So that measured a pretty nice move to the upside of about 40%. That speaks all kinds of shifting of momentum towards the upside. So if it is, let's just take that one iteration into account here, and we take the 107 and add the 40%. Just to use that one iteration, right? So 107, let's just say that it would fire from 107. Let's put that 40% upside and see where that takes us. I don't know where it's going to take us. I really don't. We're experimenting this all together. So it would take us to about 151. And if we did have that target, it would be located here. And we do, right? So there you go. That's this topside resistance yet again. All right. And in fact, it's the 50% of the returns between this area here. It's actually 56, right? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's actually 56 regarding this this resistance, right? So around 156, 157, and 151 just so happens to be very close to the 50% of returns within this within this resistance. My goodness, team. Yeah. So if you watch this all the way, you may be in for a treat come Monday, right, team? So let's please remember, please do not take anything of which I speak of here or iterate within these videos as any type of financial advice. I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever, but I do need for you to do your due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well a very, very good weekend, and I'll catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios.